Hello students, this is Vishan sir. Today is my 24th video, and in this video we will see the page number 33, a small exercise that is you should know. Okay, so this you should know is based upon the what are the factors influencing elasticity of demand. Okay, and that is we have already seen in the previous video, that is video number 23rd. Yes, so this exercise, that is you should know, you can easily understand with the help of determinants of elasticity of demand. Yes, in the previous video we have seen what are the factors determining elasticity of demand, that is nature of the commodity, availability of substitutes, number of uses, habits, durability, complementary goods, income of the consumer, yes, urgency of needs and time period. So I hope you got this meaning of this, but in this exercise, or you should know, you can easily give the answer, no problem. Yes, because in this table in the first column determinants are given, in the second column nature of the commodity is given, and in the third which type of price elasticity of demand it is. Yes, so there are 5 types of price elasticity of demand. Perfectly elastic, demand is horizontal slope. Perfectly inelastic, demand is vertical slope. Yes, neutral elastic, demand is rectangular hyperbola slope. Relatively elastic demand means demand is flatter slope, and relatively inelastic demand means demand is steeper slope. Sorry. So because of this you can give the answer. Okay, you can easily understand. Okay, in the first, for example, in the first, that is, see, the availability of factors. It means if the availability of factors are abundant means it is available in a large quantity. Yes, abundant means enough quantity. If the goods are available in a abundant quantity, its demand will be relatively elastic. What is the meaning of relatively elastic demand? Relatively elastic demand means a small change in price brings large change in demand. Means price changes very less percentage and demand changes in a large percentage, and therefore the demand curve is flatter in this case. If the goods are available in the large quantity in abundant, then its demand will be relatively elastic. Yes, and second part, that is the availability of the goods is few. If the goods are available in a less quantity, few quantity, so its demand will be relatively inelastic. What is the meaning of relatively inelastic demand? Relatively inelastic demand means a large change in price brings a very small change in demand. Yes, means almost demand is constant, a very short change in demand, but price changes more. In the case of which goods? In the case of few goods. The goods are available in a few quantity, less quantity, so its demand will be less and price will be high. Means more change in price brings small change in demand. So it happens in the case of those goods which are available in a few quantity. Okay, low quantity. After that, second, nature of the commodity. Yes, it means whether the nature of the commodity is necessary goods or luxury goods. So in the case of necessary goods, the demand for the goods are relatively inelastic. Yes, which type of goods we can say? Necessary goods are like salt, medicine, uniform. All these goods are necessary goods. Yes, so their demand does not change, but only price changes. If the price of necessary goods increase or decrease, yes, it will only affect the small percentage of quantity demanded, that is relatively inelastic demand. So what will be the slope of the demand in the relatively inelastic? It is a steeper slope. Yes, in the case of necessary goods, the demand for the goods are relatively inelastic and it is a steeper slope. The slope of demand is steeper. Yes, and on contrary, if the nature of the goods are luxury goods are which type of goods? Luxury goods are those goods which increase the status symbol of the people. Yes, it's a luxury goods like car, bungalow, yes, diamond necklace, wristwatch, ornaments, golden ornaments, all these are luxury goods. So the demand for luxury goods are relatively elastic, means a small change in price brings large change in demand. So what will be the slope of demand curve? The slope of demand will be flatter. Yes, the slope of demand will be flatter. Okay, and in the availability of the factors, it is abundant. Yes, it is, demand will be flatter, and if the goods are available in a few quantity, the demand will be steeper because it is relatively inelastic. Yes, do you remember students, when the demand is flatter, it will move like that. Yes, a small change in price brings large change in demand. You can see it is flatter demand curve. Yes, if the demand is steeper, the slope of demand is steeper, it means it will move like that, means a large change in price brings small change in demand, means price changes that much and demand changes only that much. And here in the flatter demand curve, price increase in a small percentage, demand decrease in a large percentage. So what is this? It is a flatter demand curve and this is the steeper demand curve. This is relatively inelastic demand and that is relatively elastic demand. Yes, type number 4 and this is type number 5. Okay, in this way you can go through. Next, habits. If the goods are habitual goods, what will be the demand for that commodity? If the goods are habitual goods like wine, alcohol, tobacco, cigarette, these goods are habitual goods. Yes, so their demand is relatively inelastic, almost no change in demand, but only price changes. If the price of habitual goods increase or decrease, there is no change in demand. Demand will be changed, only slightly change, small change. Okay, habitual good, because if the drunkard observe that price of the alcohol increase, so he cannot stop drinking the alcohol because he is a addicted person, and alcohol is a habitual goods. So demand will be remain same that time, but only price of the alcohol will increase. So it is called as relatively inelastic demand. And if it is relatively inelastic demand, what will be the slope of demand? The slope of demand will be steeper, type number 5. And if the goods are not habitual goods, if the goods are normal goods, so it will have a which type of demand? It is relatively elastic demand. The slope of demand is flatter. Okay, next, time period. Okay, if the nature of the time is short, Short means it may be below 1 year or few months. So it will have a which type of demand? It is relatively inelastic demand. Yes, so demand is inelastic in the case of short period of time. Yes, and demand is relatively elastic in the case of long period of time. Yes, again it is a flat steeper slope, and this is the flatter slope. In the short period of time, the demand for the commodity is relatively inelastic, and in the long period of time, the demand for the commodity is relatively elastic. Yes, short period means few months, below 1 year. A long period means it may be 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. So when the consumer demand for the short period of time means it has less elasticity of demand and more elasticity in price. Okay, and if the consumer demand for the commodity for the long period of time, so it has more elastic demand or relatively elastic demand. Okay, next, postponement of consumption. Yes, some commodity we cannot postpone, like medicine, because medicine is necessary goods. Yes, we can postpone some luxury goods to consume. Yes, like pizza, burger. Yes, so we can postpone the consumption of this commodity. Which type of commodity? Pizza, burger. We can consume our homemade edible items like chapati, dal, rice, all these things. So consumption can be postponed for the luxury goods, and consumption cannot be postponed for the necessary goods. Yes, so in the first case you can see the postponement is possible in the case of necessary goods, and demand for necessary goods are what? Sorry, the possibility of postponement means we can postpone. Yes, it is luxury goods. So demand for the luxury goods are what? It is relatively elastic. You can relate with this. Okay, demand for luxury goods. Yes, which can postpone. We can postpone the consumption of the commodity. So it is luxury goods, means which is not necessary for the life. Yes, so it is relatively elastic demand, and here also same. When the goods are luxury goods and the consumption can be postponed by the consumer, yes, it is relatively elastic demand. So what will be the slope of demand curve? The slope of demand is flatter. Okay, and some goods are there in the economy we cannot postpone, means postponed is impossible. So when the postponement of the commodity is impossible, means it is a necessary goods. It means it is a necessary goods. So the demand for necessary goods are relatively inelastic. Yes, like medicine, salt, uniform, these are the necessary goods for the life. You have to purchase at any price, whether the price is high or whether the price is low. So you have to purchase it. So the demand for the necessary goods are relatively inelastic, or sometimes it is inelastic demand, means it is perfectly inelastic demand, no change in demand, only price become fluctuation. Okay, so in this way you can write. Next, the number of uses of the commodity, means some commodity have several uses and some commodity have specific uses or one time use. Yes, so some commodity which have several uses, then their demand will be relatively elastic. Yes, we can see the example of the commodity which have many uses. For example, electricity. So electricity is a composite demand. The demand for electricity is a composite demand, and the demand for the electricity is relatively elastic. It means a small change in price brings large change in demand. In the previous lecture I have given the example of several uses, that is electricity. Yes, if the price of the electricity decrease slightly. For example, fall in price of the electricity by 1 rupees. Yes, but it will be increase the demand for 10 units of the commodity. So what happened? So there is a large change in demand because of 1 rupee fall in price of electricity. Because electricity is having multiple uses. Electricity is having multiple uses. You can use the electricity by charging mobile phone, yes, television, washing machine, yes, AC. All these home appliances are run by electricity. So electricity is having several demand. So because of several demand, the elasticity of demand is relatively elastic, and the slope of demand is flatter. Yes, and if the goods are used in specific way or single time, yes, it has relatively inelastic demand. So the demand curve will be steeper. Okay, so in this way you can go through all these. Yes, or we can say this is the snapshot of if you have gone through with the determinants of elasticity of demand, you can write this answer easily. This is a snapshot of the previous topic. Okay, now next we will move towards the what are the importance of elasticity of demand. So I think you can do this topic as a homework. Okay students, so take down this topic as a homework. Which one? The importance of elasticity of demand. Yes, you note down this homework in your notebook and show me afterwards. So importance of elasticity of demand is I have assigned for homework, you people. Okay, in this topic it's very easy to understand. You can prepare own, no need to give extra time. So in this topic, how much elasticity of demand is useful for the producer, for the consumer, for the government, for the factor pricing. Yes, how much it is important for the foreign trade, export, import. Yes, how much it is important for the public utility services like railways, roadways. Yes, and how much it is important for the proportion of expenditure. Okay, so you can prepare own. After that, directly come to the exercise. Yes, mainly today's video is based upon the exercise of chapter number 3b. Okay, so before going to do the exercise, let us quickly revise. Yes, what the chapter contents are there. So in the elasticity of demand, there are three types of elasticity of demand. First, what is the meaning of elasticity of demand? Yes, elasticity of demand is a ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in any factors affecting demand. Means the demand changes because of many factors affecting demand. Yes, so what are the factors affecting demand? There are many factors affecting demand. Yes, price of the commodity, income of individual, size of population, taste, habits, preference. Yes, fashion and trend. Yes, custom and tradition, advertisement intensity, government, taxation, season, weather condition. Yes, innovation and invention of the commodity in the market means technology. Yes, price of substitute goods, price of complementary goods. All these factors will affect the demand, and because of this the demand changes. So when the demand changes, that time it is called as elasticity of demand. Yes, if the demand changes only because of change in price, it is called as price elasticity of demand. If the demand changes only because of change in income of the individual, it is called as income elasticity of demand. Yes, and if the demand changes because of change in price of other commodity, so it is called as cross elasticity of demand. Yes, after different types of price elasticity of demand, there are 5 types: perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, unitarily elastic, relatively elastic, and relatively inelastic. Okay, there are 3 types of income elasticity of demand: positive income elasticity of demand, yes, negative income elasticity of demand, and zero income elasticity of demand. Then cross elasticity of demand. Cross elasticity of demand, there are 3 types: yes, positive cross, negative cross, and zero cross. Already we have seen. And after that, there are different methods to measure the price elasticity of demand: ratio method, total expenditure method, and geometric method. Okay, after that, what are the factors determining demand? There are 7-8 factors which influencing demand. And importance of demand, you just do at a homework, as a homework. Okay, now let us come on this exercise. If you see the exercise, you are already familiar how to write the answer of this type of question. Okay, student, see, complete the following statement. Means the sentence will be given and 4 options will be given. Yes, you have to read the sentence and you have to fill the blanks. Okay, let us start. Number 1. Okay, the price elasticity of demand on a linear demand curve at x-axis, yes, what does it call? Now you can give the answer. You just see the example. Now I am giving the example, and because of this example you can give the first answer. Okay, see what the sentence says: the price elasticity of demand on a linear curve, yes, linear curve on x-axis, which is parallel to x-axis. Now I draw the demand curve. This is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, and this is the demand curve, and which is parallel to x-axis. Means this line is parallel to this line, and the demand is parallel to x-axis. Now you tell me which type of demand it is. Sorry, which type of demand it is? It is the first type, and in this case a small change in price or negligible change in price, a very slight change in price brings infinite change in demand. So ED is equal to infinite. ED is equal to infinite. Okay, so now you tell me which option is there. The third one. When the demand is parallel to x-axis, the slope of demand is horizontal, and horizontal slope of demand happens only in the case of perfectly elastic demand. Yes, that is infinite elastic demand. And what is the meaning of infinite elastic demand? The demand changes infinitely, means only quantity demand changes, price of the commodity does not change. Yes, so it is called as infinite elasticity of demand. So option number C is correct. Okay, second, price elasticity of demand on linear demand curve at y-axis, it is equal to what? Second one. Yes, read the second. The price elasticity of demand on linear demand curve at y-axis, it is equal to what? Let us draw the y-axis. This is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. If the demand is parallel to y-axis, yes, if the demand is parallel to y-axis, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. So if the demand is parallel to y-axis, it means only price changes, price increase or price decrease. There is no change in demand. Demand is perfectly inelastic. Yes, So when the price changes from 10 rupees to 20 rupees or from 10 rupees to 5 rupees. Yes, and the demand is constant, means demand is no change. So the value of demand is 0. The value of Q is 0. So you can select the option. When the demand is parallel to y-axis, it has 0 value, means y-axis equal to 0. Okay. Third, wait a second. You can see the third. The demand curve is parallel to x-axis in the case of the demand curve is parallel to x-axis, and there are option. You can see the option. The demand curve is parallel to x-axis. Let us draw. When the demand curve is parallel to x-axis, this is y-axis, this is x-axis. And what the statement says, when the demand curve is parallel to x-axis, this is the parallel to x-axis. Now which type of demand it is? There are 5 types of demand. So out of 5 types, which type of demand it is? It is the first type, that is perfectly elastic demand. So answer is A, perfectly elastic demand. The demand is horizontal. Okay. Next, number 4. Number 4 is what? When the percentage change in quantity demanded is more than percentage change in price, the demand curve is what? See, try to read the sentence. Okay, means demand changes more and price changes less comparatively. Yes, so let us draw the diagram. It is the y-axis, this is the x-axis, this is the point of origin, this is price measured, and this is demand measured, this is x-axis. What the sentence says? When the percentage change in quantity demanded is more than percentage change in price, means price changes less and demand changes more. So it will happen only when the demand curve slopes in a flatter way. Yes, let us see. This is the original price, this is the original demand. Yes, and let us see the small change in price and how much it brings the demand. It is bring the demand in a large quantity, means more quantity. Price decrease by 10% and demand increase by 20%. So if it is there, so the slope of demand is flatter. So which option you will choose? The slope of demand is flatter, option number A. Okay, demand curve is flatter. Next, number 5. ED is equal to 0 in the case of what? ED means the elasticity of demand is equal to 0 in the case of which type of commodity? Yes, so student, you can recall there are different types of commodity which have different elasticity of demand. Yes, so in the case of ED, let us draw the demand curve in the case of ED. So when the demand curve is equal to 0, means it is which type? It is which slope? It is vertical slope. It means ED means the quantity does not change, it is 0. Okay, and only price changes. So it happens in which type of commodity? It happens, yes, which type of commodity? Means only price of the goods changes. Only price of the goods changes, increase or decrease, but there is no change in demand for the commodity. The demand for the commodity is inelastic. Yes, vertical slope. It means the ED is equal to 0. Okay, so which type of commodity we can purchase at this situation? The demand for luxury goods are relatively elastic. the demand for the goods, normal goods are, yes, downward sloping. Yes, the demand for the comfort goods are relatively elastic. Yes, then the demand for the necessary goods are equal to 0. Means whether the price of goods increase or decrease, there is no change in demand. For example, demand for medicine, okay, demand for salt, these goods are necessary goods. So you cannot you cannot postpone to purchase the necessary goods like medicine. If the doctor prescribe you to take the medicine in time, you have to take the medicine in time to get well soon. So its demand, yes, cannot change. Only price of the medicine may be increase or decrease, but demand is constant. So when the demand is constant or equal to 0, it happens in the case of necessary goods. So answer is necessary goods. Okay student. Next, question number 2. Question number 1 is over. Question number 2. See, now you have to read the sentence and you have to suggest one economic term, means the words which is related with the economics. Okay, let us quickly do it. Question number 2, number 1. The degree of responsiveness of quantity demanded to change in income only. Yes, I just simplified this sentence. It means the demand changes only due to change in income and other factors remain constant. So the economic term of the first question is, that is income elasticity of demand. So answer of the first is income elasticity of demand. Why? Because the quantity demand changes only because of income. Yes, not because of price, not because of some other factor. The demand only changes because of income. So it is called as income elasticity of demand. Yes, so the economic term is income elasticity of demand. Second, the degree of responsiveness of change in quantity demanded of one commodity due to change in price of another commodity. Yes, remember, when the demand changes because of change in price, it is called as price elasticity of demand. When the demand changes because of income, it is called as income elasticity of demand. When the demand changes because of price of other commodity, what does it call? Remember the third type of elasticity of demand. It is called as cross elasticity of demand. The answer of the second answer is due to change in price of another commodity. So it is a cross elasticity of demand. It is a cross elasticity of demand. Okay. And what is the meaning of cross elasticity of demand? The cross elasticity of demand means percentage change in quantity demanded of A commodity upon percentage change in price of B commodity. So here demand changes because of change in price of some other commodity. It may be B commodity, it may be C commodity, it may be D commodity. So it is called as what? It is called as cross elasticity of demand. So answer of the second question is cross, and answer of the first question is income elasticity of demand. Let us move towards the third. The degree of responsiveness of change in quantity demanded of the commodity to the change in its price. So it is very simple. Means the demand changes only because of its price. So it is called as price elasticity of demand. So third answer is price elasticity of demand. Okay. Fourth, the elasticity resulting from infinite change in quantity demanded. Yes, means the demand is infinite because of negligible change in price or slightly change in price. So which type of elasticity it is? There are 5 types of price elasticity of demand, and in the first type the demand is infinite, which one? It is perfectly elastic demand. So the economic term is perfectly elastic demand. fifth one, the elasticity resulting from proportionate change in quantity demanded due to proportionate change in price. So it is called as price elasticity of demand, because here the demand changes because of change in price. So it is called as price elasticity of demand. Or you can say it is a ratio method, because ratio method is having the same formula, delta Q upon delta P, and price elasticity of demand also having the same formula. Yes, delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q. Okay, so you can say ratio method or price elasticity of demand, because in the ratio method we use the formula of price elasticity of demand. Remember student, okay, you can recall what is the formula of price elasticity of demand. The formula of price elasticity of demand is delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q. Okay, and what is the formula of ratio method? The formula of ratio method is delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q. So both are having the same. So you can either write price elasticity of demand or ratio method. Yes, it means when the percentage change in quantity demanded due to percentage change in price. So it is a ratio method. Okay, so in this way student we have done the question number 2. Yes, in the next video we will start with the question number 3. Okay, that is complete the correlation. Okay student, so I stop my video here. You just keep revising all these things, because all these in this chapter there are many technical words, so you should continuously revise it. Otherwise what happen, you will simply forget it when you don't revise. Okay, so whatever we have done, you just keep revising, note down in your notebook, economics notebook, and when the college reopens in future, you will show me all the homework. Okay, only chapter number 1 exercise I did not do, and I will complete it very soon. In the next lecture or next to next lecture, I will complete the exercise of the first chapter, that is introduction to the micro and macroeconomics. Okay student, so keep revising. In the next video we will see the question number 3. Okay, thank you students.